What's up, YouTube? Here with another video. So this video right here is just a discussion video on which inboard piece is better for Mermail in this coming up format. So I'm gonna just go over the pros and cons of each piece and what is the best options going into it. So we have here Testudo Arat Newman, which is a level 1 aqua effect monster, which states that neither player can special summon monsters with 1800 attack, 1800 or more attack. And then we have the other card. We have Raiho, General Raiho of the Ice Barrier, which is a warrior. When your opponent's monster can affect activated on the field resolve, they must discard a card or the effect instigated. So I'm gonna just explain both of these. So with Newman, we neither one of us can special summon. So you want to construct your combos in a way to where you get what you need on the board as an inboard piece before you summon this, and then you just summon this with the Lancia from anywhere, your hand, deck, graveyard. You can summon it twice per turn if they can pop it or deal with it in any way. So in this one, they discard a card to resolve any of their effects. So it's really just hand ripping them while they're trying to play the game to the point where they have no sources and all their card effects are negated. So we're gonna start with Newman. So this card, the pros for this card is that it's a level 1, meaning you can summon it a few different ways. You can summon it off of what's a level 1 and 0 attack. So you can summon it off Anemone back from the grave. You can summon it off Donna from your deck by returning a banished card to their hand, and or you can summon it off one for one if you play that. And you can normal summon this card without tributing. So, and it has 1,800 defense, was really important because if you can special summon it in defense, then any monster they normal summon probably won't be able to deal with it, because most of the monsters that's normal summon are only like 1,800 attack and less most of the time, so you don't have to worry about them crashing over it. But so with this card, they're able to special summon monsters with less attack. So like a deck like Yummy will be able to like play comfortably under this card unless they're playing like Yummy, Tri-Brigade, and I think some of their Link monsters can play under this card as well due to the monsters not having a lot of attack, to where I think they can summon the wind warrior monster, wherever that Link 2 is, to where I believe they can bounce it back. But if your board is set up to where you have Mermail King, they won't be able to do that. So yeah, this is a really strong card. My only issue with this is that if you do have to normal summon it into a board, you turn yourself off from summoning monsters with big attack. So that is really can't be applied like summoning normal summoning barrier statue, where you can just normal summon it and then turn off their plays and then proceed to play under it like normal. So you'll have to have like a board like of like Tias and what is it? Tias. Well, a hand of like Tias and like Squad to start getting your plays rolling, and then to where you can link it off at some point to get to play with like the Poseidras and your synchros. But that still is an option depending on how you draw your hand. If you can just normal summon it and then turn off like for Mitsu, like a prayers or the Futsu or Draco Tail, turning off their 5 mana and their Cartesias to play with going second. But yeah, that's my only gripe with it going second, that you normal summon it. And then going first, if you draw it and have to normal summon it and it's your only play, then they can just summon anything and just run over it. So that's another part that is a con for it. But the pros is really nothing that they can really summon and get over it. So most decks other than Yummy, like Draco Tail, they need to summon Fusion Summon, and all those cards are 1800 or more attack. What is it? Radiant Typhoon. I think their monsters. I can't even spell. I think most of their monsters, so this 13, this 16, so they'll be able to summon like the small main deck monsters, but this 0, so oh yeah, they probably, well, like, and Radiant Typhoon, they'll be able to summon a few of their cards to get around it, because most of them are lower than 1800, but they probably can't use any of their extra deck cards, but their main deck cards can get around it, so it's Yummy, Radiant Typhoon that can really play around this, because their link is 0, so yeah, So Yummy Radiant Typhoon is a deck that this card is terrible against, or not as good against. It shines against Draco Tail and what's the other decks, like regular branded and or what's the other deck right on Mitsurugi. So. And really every other deck other than that doesn't have like small monsters in their main deck or extra deck. So that's the pro for this card. And then another con is that some decks are able to play under it, so it really doesn't matter. So based on how you basically hand manipulate their hand to what cards they have left, depends on if they're able to play around a card like this. So so that's the pros and cons for Testudo. And then we have General Raiho of the Ice Barrier, which is a level 6 warrior, which you can't summon this off of Donna or normal summon it as easy as you would, unless you don't special summon, normal summon at turn and then just tribute like a spirit body that you don't need. But the pros for this is that you don't have to worry about them swinging over it as easy, and then plus it summons itself after. Lancia summons it after they special summon a monster, so it's not readily available as Newman. So that's a con for it. So you have to wait until the first special summon to even get it on the board. But after that, then they discard a card for every time they want to resolve a monster on field. So then the monsters in grave doesn't have to worry about this interaction because they're not on field. And then going second, if you draw this, then it's really just a brick. You can't really normal summon it or do anything. So it's really just discard fodder. But if you do get it, well, since you play this, you play the Lancia, which is a plus because you play, I play Adrian, so having the ability to have a one card or a card that which is a kind of a starter if you have like squad or dragoons, or maybe even an infantry, which starts interrupting your opponent, so you can pop a card and then you already have the ability to go into a Synchro 10. So the ability to start with a Synchro 10 on board, which could be a Chen Ying, the Ice Jade Synchro 10, or Lancia, depending on what their board looks like, really could be like a game changer. For example, like if they have like a lot of destruction, like Mitsurugi, just summoning the Ice Barrier Synchro 10 and resolving the effect really protects you really for the rest of that turn against destruction effects. So that really is like a clutch part of playing this package. And then if you need like removal, playing summoning Lancia and then swinging into like a bigger body to get it destroyed, and then summoning like either Trishula or the Trishula 0, which banishes 3 cards. That like helps you remove like a lot of cards off the field before you even like start your main plays. So that's another pro for playing this package. But the con to playing this is that it's a hard brick, and then drawing it by itself, it doesn't do anything other like Newman, where you can just normal summon, and then they have to go to like battle phase and then swing over it. And then other than that, other than it being a brick and not being able to normal summon, the effect is really, really good. Unless y'all have any cons for this card. But what I would choose to play main decked starting this format, just to see how it goes, I probably would start. Well, also, I'm going to go over this card into, I forgot to go over the matchup. So the matchup, so Yummy, if you have this, you have a decent time because they have to start discarding cards. You probably already didn't hand rip them for a few, so they have to go into Snatchy if they activate Snatchy. Or if they don't activate it, you can still special summon this card. And then it's just getting the ball rolling. Radiant Typhoon, if they start with some of their smaller monsters, they're probably going to end up special summoning it. So which gives you the ability to summon this and then start ripping cards out of their hand. And then, what else? Mitsurugi. If they start a special summon or normal summon, whatever their first summon is, they're probably going to end up summoning, what's their card? Mirakumo. So they're probably going to end up destroying the whole board, depending on what you summon to protect it. So if you're able to get 2 10s on board, so we're going on based on the general board. So if you do see that you're playing that and you can get 2 10s, then it's good. But if you only can get 1 10 and then like the other card is like an 8 with the combos that I showed y'all or whatever, like a Dragite, you should still be good. But other than that, what other deck? Draco Tail is probably another matchup because if they get any of their fusions off, then they can probably negate it or pop it or negate. Not really, because since Malulu has been limited, they're going to open it a lot less. So if they start with like 5 mana and then have like a Pan or Urgula or whatever to fusion summon with, then maybe you can deal with Draco Tail a lot better because then they'll have to start, they'll have to negate either this or negate this or what's the card? Atlantean. But if they can't get to like a Malulu, you don't really worry about Pan because they pop it with Pan. Then you can just summon it again once they make another special summon. So that really doesn't matter. But Draco Tail might have the better chance against this depending on how they can play through, depending on if they open up enough hand traps to make you start on a lesser board. Because if you get to your full board, then it really doesn't matter if they have the cards because you're going to end up summoning like a Dragite to play around it or Chinging. So when they start setting cards, you just banish a card and then banish their only Ketu or Raiho, whichever one they didn't use. So yeah, Draco Tail probably is like the best deck going against this, that and Mitsurugi. But other than that, it's really just a good generic piece just to have with Lancia, because Lancia floats, and then if you have played Trishula Zero, that floats into Trish, which is a good thing. So other than that, I think Raiho is probably like the better main deck option at this very moment due to the ability for it just to be a generic piece on the inboard. Because Newman, it's a lot of decks where it's a few decks where a lot of the time they can just play around Newman's effect for a while until they get to like try to get to a SP or another removal card like Donner for like Fur Hire, for example, like a rogue deck like Ubel. Well, this is a rogue deck as well, but like Ubel, they can play under this card very easily due to their cards being 0 attack. So I think Newman is more of a side deck piece in my opinion. But if you feel it's just really just player preference, what you prefer to play. But in my opinion, I feel like Newman is a side deck piece where you just side it in for specific matchups, and then you just go with the Raiho strategy game one going into an unknown deck, because this really just a general card that has a lot more applications, and then Lancey is a lot more forgiving when it's on the board compared to having Newman on the board, because once Newman hit the board, if they can play under it, they can just play under it. There's nothing you can really do about it. But Lancia, if they can play under Lancia and then remove Lancia, Lancia has the ability to summon Trish or Trishula Zero from your extra deck, which gives you the ability to survive that turn a lot easier than them playing under a Newman. And then they have to deal with the Lancia special summon effects as well. So they'll have to Ash and Bell Lancia twice, and then once they remove it, Lancia special summons again. So it's really just a harder piece to interact with knowing how Lancia interacts with going into boards or starting on a board, because they'll remove it and then they're losing 3 cards: a card in grave, card in hand, card on field. And that's really like, after you like been hand ripped once or twice, depending on what it looks like, then that's really like a hindrance to your strategy. And then plus being hand ripped again once you remove Lancia, and then removing a card on board that you may have needed, and then a card engraved that you may have needed. But yeah, I'm not gonna make this video too much longer. If you have any other ideas about which is better, you could just leave them in the comments. I don't want to just keep yapping on this video, but I just wanted to give you a little insight into how I'm thinking on which is a better card between these two. So just leave me what you think in the comments, like the video, and I'll see y'all in the next one.